Stand by. Right.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. PNY Prepper here, attempting to do the trigger mod on Smith & Wesson SW9VE. This is the polished stainless steel version. Okay, first things first, we need to punch the pin out. So if you have a new gun or the gun is not familiar to you, it's better to use your video cam while you break down the gun. It happened to me so many times. It's first time breaking a gun apart, and then after I put it back together, there's a piece that I don't know where it goes. So it's nice to put it on video. Okay, since we took the first pin out, I think we need to pull the trigger assembly. Okay, it's just going out. Then pull the trigger. So remember how it goes back in later. And put this away. So, okay. We need to take this off. And then punch this piece out. Let's see. Okay. Goes the other way. Okay. Just remember, we'll punch on this side. Take it off. Out. Make sure to put pressure on the end so that it doesn't fly out. Okay, there's the pin. This is the pigtail spring. We're not gonna use this anymore. And okay, this is how it is. What I'm gonna do is polish this groove right here. But before we polish that, we need to take it apart first. Remove the pin. So this pin goes only one way. Okay. Here is the spring. We need to punch this pin. There's this. Okay. There's one spring inside and one spring outside. Some people just throw this away or don't use this anymore. Some people change this to a better spring, to a lighter spring, and some are selling this replacement spring for this for 15 bucks on eBay or on other sites. Let me check what equivalent spring I have. Okay, here's the original spring. And this spring I got from a ballpoint, spring loaded. It's very long, so I'm gonna scratch that idea. And this spring I got from my local hardware store. It's a set of springs, different sizes. They look like they have the same length, but it's really light. I mean, tension is really light on this, so it's better than just throwing this away and not putting any replacement. So I'll try this one first. If it works, then it's good. Okay, I just polished it using a Dremel tool and this compound, and I hope it's I polished it to a mirror finish. Yeah, see, it's more shiny. Side, this groove, other side. Okay, let's put it back together. This is my replacement outer spring. I just found this in my spare toolbox. Anything that is smaller than the original spring and it's lighter, I think it will work. So some use spring from the big ball pen. I think that's okay. And some also remove the outer spring completely, but me, I'm gonna replace it with just a lighter spring so that I will not sacrifice dependability when it matters. I mean, I don't know, but it's maybe the reason why some people, after they modded their trigger assembly, sometimes they have failure to fire, failure to reset the firing pin. Okay, now I have two springs. Let's put it back together. Hold on, let me position the outer spring totally down so that it will only take its effect when it's totally depressed. Okay, I'm good with that. Remember the curvature, it's the opposite. So, and there's the notch. Okay, so it's hard to, this is the hardest part to assemble. You need to push it down and get your small pin ready. Hold on, it's moving. Okay. Where's my small pin? I will try to do this without okay, that's it. Trying to do this with just one take and without any editing. So both pins, the smaller and the bigger pin, goes on the same side. Now let's put it on the plastic housing. And this is the easiest pin to push. You can push it with your just bare hand. And don't forget this pin. You just follow the hole. Just put it on top. That's it. And let's put it inside the frame. Pull the trigger. My hand is blocking the camera. Make sure this part right here goes mates with that piece right there. Okay, then you just push it down. There you go. Okay, I just modded my trigger return spring. The way I did it, the camera cannot see it. Imagine this is the spring. It is so tense, so it is one of the factors that that's why the SW9VE has a very hard trigger pull. I just jammed the flathead screwdriver on one space and make some room to loosen it up so it's not as hard as before when you pull it, but it still does its job returning the trigger. Okay, my advice is do it little by little. As you can see, oh no, you can't see it, but as I can see it, there are now spaces in between the spring. Okay, now I'm gonna put this back together. Zoom in a bit. I can definitely tell that the trigger pull is lighter compared to the stock trigger pull. The best way I can test the trigger pull is that I will bend my wrist like this and try to pull the trigger there. Unlike before, you need force, you cannot bend your wrist pulling the trigger of the stock SW9VE. On my right hand, this is my right, I'm gonna bend it. Hear that? So that's how you mod the SW9VE